Cleopatra's queen. They remember her as a queen, but few remember her as a woman with a heart. Before the crowd, before the place, before history wrote her name in go, there was Cleopatra, a young girl who dreamed not of power, but of belonging. She grew up in marble halls, yet her heart felt lonely. People bowed to her, but few truly saw her. From her childhood, Cleopatra learned a painful truth. Being strong often means being alone. A queen with a gentle heart. When Cleopatra became queen of Egypt, the world expected her to rule with force. She felt deeply, but she never surrendered to weakness. A love filled with hope. Later, Cleopatra met Mark Antony. He was a warrior with scars on his soul. She was a queen with wounds in her heart. Together they found comfort. Together they dreamed of peace. For a brief moment, Cleopatra believed she could be both a queen and a woman in love. They laughed, they planned. They imagined a future where love could win over war. But history is not always kind to dreamers. Betrayal and fall. Rome turned against them. Friends became enemies. Promises were broken. Battles were lost. Trust was shattered. When Mark Antony died, Cleopatra felt a pain deeper than death. She held his memory close and whispered, "I loved you not for power, but for who you were." Now alone once more, Cleopatra faced her final test, the choice of a queen. Rome wanted to parade her as a trophy, to show the world a fallen queen. But Cleopatra refused humiliation. She had ruled with dignity. She had loved with honesty. She had lived with courage. She would not end her story in chains. Cleopatra chose her ending, not in defeat, but in honor. She removed her crown one last time, closed her eyes, and embraced freedom, her eternal legacy. Cleopatra did not disappear. She became immortal, not because of her beauty, not because of her wealth, but because she showed the world that a woman can be soft and strong, loving and powerful, emotional and intelligent. She taught us that leadership begins with empathy, that love is not weakness, that dignity is worth more than life itself. Final message. If you feel misunderstood, remember Cleopatra. If you are carrying heavy responsibilities, remember Cleopatra. If the world tells you to be silent, remember Cleopatra, because a true queen does not need a throne. She carries her crown inside her heart. The end.